What happens when two of country music's biggest stars clash live on television in a way nobody saw coming? Today, we're diving into the moment that had everyone talking, when Reba McEntire stunned audiences by walking off the Kelly Clarkson Show after a heated disagreement that started light but quickly went off the rails. Before we get into this story, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and share in the comments what you think really caused the tension between these two icons. Everything seemed normal in the studio as Kelly Clarkson took her seat across from the legendary Reba McEntire. The lights were bright, the audience was buzzing, and what was meant to be a simple promotional interview turned into one of the most uncomfortable moments in daytime TV. Kelly began with her usual warmth, smiling brightly as she leaned forward. "Reba, it's always such a pleasure having you here. Your new album is getting amazing reviews, and listening to it brought back so many memories of our duet years ago." Reba's polite smile didn't quite reach her eyes. "Well, Kelly, I appreciate you having me. It's always interesting how people remember things differently from how they really happened." The air in the room seemed to freeze for a second. Kelly's smile wavered, but she kept her composure. "Oh, I think we both remember that recording session pretty clearly. It was such a special time working with someone I've always admired." "Admired?" Reba echoed, her tone sharper now. "That's an interesting word, considering how that whole situation went down behind the scenes." Kelly blinked, clearly surprised by the sudden change in tone. "I'm not sure what you mean, Reba. We had a great time recording. The song did so well, and I thought we had a wonderful partnership." "Wonderful," Reba said dryly. "Kelly, let's not act for these cameras like you don't remember what happened. Or maybe you've told your version so many times you believe it now." The studio went quiet. Kelly tried to stay calm, though confusion showed on her face. "Reba, I honestly don't know what you're talking about. If something I did back then upset you, I wish you'd spoken to me privately instead of bringing it up here." "Privately?" Reba repeated, her voice rising. "Oh, believe me, I tried. I called your people, reached out through friends, even tried to talk to you at events, but you were always too busy. Always had somewhere else to be." Kelly's face was red now, caught between shock and frustration. "Reba, I swear, I never got those messages. If my team dropped the ball, I'm sorry. But I still don't understand what this is about." "You don't understand?" Reba's tone grew sharper. "Kelly, you took credit for arrangements that weren't yours. You changed lyrics without discussing them with me. And then when the song took off, suddenly the story was all about your creative vision, while my part got pushed aside." The accusation hit hard. Kelly stared at her, struggling to find words. "That's not true, Reba. The song was a collaboration. Both our names are on it. I never tried to take your credit." "Both our names, sure," Reba said, her voice laced with sarcasm. "But in every interview, every story, it became about how you brought a new sound to my music. Funny how that happened, don't you think?" Kelly gripped her chair tightly. "If it came across that way, that wasn't my intention. I have nothing but respect for you. You're one of my inspirations." "Legacy," Reba muttered with a bitter laugh. "I'm tired of being treated like a museum piece that younger singers use to boost their image. I'm tired of smiling while people rewrite my story." The tension was unbearable now. Kelly's eyes were glassy, but there was fire behind them. "That's not fair, Reba. I've always spoken of you with admiration and gratitude." "Respect," Reba said coldly. "Respect would have been checking with me before saying I was the student and you were the teacher. Respect would have meant making sure I was okay with how you described our duet." Kelly's calm was cracking. "My version? I was only sharing my experience. I never meant to misrepresent you." "Your experience," Reba said mockingly. "What about mine, Kelly? I watched you talk about how you brought pop energy to country using our song as the example, without once saying I've been mixing genres long before you came along." Kelly's face showed both pain and frustration. "Reba, I never said that. I would never insult you." "You didn't have to," Reba snapped. "The way you told the story said it for you. Pop star modernizes country legend. That's how the world saw it. Kelly's eyes hardened. No, Reba. That's not what happened, and I'm done letting you twist my words. Reba's eyebrows lifted, surprised by Kelly's tone. Oh, so now you're saying I made it all up? I'm saying the truth, Kelly replied, voice trembling but firm. I spent weeks preparing for that project because I wanted to honor your legacy. I never thought I'd be teaching you anything. Then explain how every interview made it sound like you were leading the project. Explain why your name came first on the promo posters. Kelly looked shocked. Reba, I don't control marketing. If the label messed that up, that's not on me. Mistakes, Reba laughed coldly. Right, because putting the country icon second was just an innocent mistake. Yes, it probably was, Kelly shot back, raising her voice. Believe it or not, Reba, not everything's a plot to steal your spotlight. Sometimes things just happen. The audience was dead silent, watching this unfold in disbelief. Reba's anger was boiling over. You still won't take any responsibility. That says everything about your character. My character? Kelly's voice broke slightly. Reba, I've always tried to lift other women up. I've never torn anyone down. Then why did you go on talk shows claiming you brought new energy to traditional country? Reba demanded. Because that's what they asked about, Kelly said, exasperated. I shared my side of the creative process, not to overshadow you, but to explain my experience. Your experience teaching me new tricks? Reba sneered. Those were your words on The Tonight Show. Kelly looked stunned. I never said that. If I mentioned bringing my influence, it was to show collaboration, two artists sharing strengths. Collaboration, Reba scoffed. Real collaboration means equal respect, not one person taking the spotlight. I did acknowledge you, Kelly insisted. I praised you in so many interviews. After the backlash, Reba interrupted. After people called you out. Kelly's voice shook with emotion. That's not true. I was always grateful. Grateful, Reba repeated bitterly, until you started talking about how you helped evolve country music. Kelly lost her patience. Because that's the story the media pushes when a pop artist crosses over. I wasn't trying to steal anything. You could have redirected the conversation, Reba snapped. You could have said Reba McEntire has been blending styles for years. Kelly's eyes filled with tears. I did say that, Reba. Maybe not every time, but I did. Reba's face hardened. Kelly, you turned our project into a story about your evolution. Kelly trembled but stood her ground. You're wrong. I never did that. You're just angry I didn't keep repeating how lucky I was to work with you. Angry? Reba's voice cracked with rage. Do you know what it's like to watch someone half your age get praised for innovations you've been doing your whole life? And do you know what it's like to be accused of manipulation when all you did was work hard? Kelly fired back, standing now. The audience was frozen. Honestly, Reba said coldly, if you were honest, then your honesty shows your ego. Kelly's tears fell, but her voice turned fierce. My ego? You came here to lecture me for not worshiping you enough. You call that respect? It wasn't charity, Reba replied sharply, but many artists would have shown more humility than you did. Humility? Kelly laughed bitterly. Should I have said I was just lucky to breathe the same air as you? You should have remembered who paved the road, Reba snapped. The words stung. Kelly stared at her, voice soft but trembling. I thought that song showed two women supporting each other, not tearing each other apart. That's what I thought too, Reba said quietly, until you made it all about your growth. I didn't, Kelly cried, wiping her face. I only shared what it meant to me. And you never thought about what it meant to me, Reba said harshly. You never thought maybe I didn't need a pop star explaining my evolution. I never said that, Kelly protested. I said working with you showed me timeless lessons. After you led with how you brought pop to country, Reba shot back. Because that's what I brought to the table, Kelly said. That's collaboration. You brought your sound, I brought mine. And then used it to prove your range, Reba said coldly. Kelly looked at her steadily. You know what, Reba? You're right about one thing. This has taught me something about you. You can't celebrate younger artists without feeling threatened. The audience gasped. Reba's face went pale, then red. Threatened? She whispered. Kelly, I've spent decades helping young singers. Then why can't you be happy for me? Kelly cried. Why can't you be proud that our song reached new fans? Because you made it about you, Reba shouted, losing control. You turned our work into your personal success story. That's not true, Kelly said through tears. What you're angry about is that I didn't bow down to you. What I'm angry about, Reba yelled, is that you never showed gratitude. Because it was supposed to be equal, Kelly shouted back. It wasn't supposed to be me thanking you for letting me exist in your world. Reba froze, the words cutting deep. Is that how you see me, Kelly? As someone who demands worship? Kelly instantly softened. No, Reba, I didn't mean it like that. But Reba was already shaking her head. I think you did. I think that's how you've always seen me. Kelly reached toward her. Please don't do this. I've always admired you. Reba stepped back. Heroes don't expect thanks, right? They just fade away while the new stars shine. Stop twisting my words, Kelly pleaded. I'm not twisting, Reba said quietly. I'm hearing what's true. You see me as a symbol, not a person. Kelly sobbed. Reba, please, we can fix this. Let's talk privately. Reba gave a sad smile. Kelly, adults don't explode on national TV. They deal with things before it gets this bad. I'm sorry I said what I did, Kelly cried. But that's not how I really feel. Reba's expression hardened again. I think it is. I think this shows exactly how people see artists like me, as history, not peers. That's not true, Kelly whispered. Isn't it? Reba asked softly. From where I stand, this has always been about you defending yourself, not acknowledging me. Kelly tried to respond, but Reba held up her hand. I'm done, Kelly. I'm done explaining why respect matters. Reba picked up her purse with quiet dignity. Reba, please don't leave, Kelly begged. We can talk after the show. Reba turned back one last time, her voice calm but final. Kelly, everything's been said. The cameras caught it all. Everyone knows where we stand now. But this isn't who I am, Kelly said desperately. Maybe not, Reba replied. But it's who you showed yourself to be today. With that, Reba turned and walked toward the exit. The sound of her heels echoed in the silence. Kelly stood frozen, tears falling, as one of her heroes walked away. When the door closed behind Reba, Kelly sank into her chair, covering her face. The audience sat in stunned silence, unsure whether to clap or comfort her. The cameras kept rolling, capturing every moment of heartbreak. What started as a friendly interview had turned into a powerful lesson about pride, respect, and how old wounds can resurface when least expected. Two women, both icons, left broken in front of the world. So, what do you think? Was this about respect, ego, or something much deeper? Hit subscribe and tell me in the comments who you think was really at fault in this unforgettable moment.